To me, a workflow it's key to running a business. If you're running a business, you need workflow because you have certain processes there that you want to make sure are done properly and in a certain way and efficiently. And a workflow is an ideal tool of how to do that. But what we tend to do is, if internally we have quite a lot of workflows that we incorporate in terms of our accounts preparation. So if we have from start to finish, we tell our staff there's a workflow, a process there of how to prepare a set of accounts, including everything that needs to be on a file, everything that needs to be like legislative wise, everything that we need on the file, as well as the things that we need to have there paperwork wise to make sure that we have a consistent approach. It's a very good tool if you want to use it for a repeat sort of process where everyone within an organisation is doing the same thing, but at that point they have slightly different ways of doing it. So we brought workflow in within our departments internally to make sure that we were getting a consistent approach to the company's way of working, to make sure it was all the standard was there effectively. There's different ways to run a workflow, and within the organisations that I've worked, the larger organisations tend to do that via a computerised sort of workflow programme, which is sort of like Micro 365 or something of that type. Whereas in the smaller practices tend to create checklists and a process sort of diagram that everyone knows the tasks and the points that they have to cover to get from your objective to your end goal. But when we initially design a workflow, we would do the initial sort of beta testing effectively on it to make sure that is working and we're happy that we're achieving everything we need to at that point. But we do have to continually monitor that to make sure it is still effective, and we do that on a live basis every time that we do the workflow process. We would look at it, and if there was something not quite working, we would feed that in, and we would try and improve it and develop it as we go. Bring in, if there's new people start with the firm effectively, we would ask them if they thought anything could be different in the workflow, or if it's just, as you say, a change in legislation that we have to make sure that we change the workflow slightly to meet that. We'll have to always monitor that, because you can't just design it and then leave it. You have to make sure that you constantly evolve that process as well. And we do that, as I say, on a live basis. And I have seen that in offices as well where they haven't been updated and they're of no use. It's just then a tick box to actually go down that process. Whereas if you check it and monitor it, you are going to get a useful tool.